We mentioned that Dylan Mingo has probably been the biggest winner of the NBPA Top 100 camp here this week, but Tay Kinney, four-star point guard with Kentucky and Louisville going head-to-head for him right now, arguably right behind Dylan Mingo, maybe the second most impressive player this week. They had a battle head-to-head that was pretty much the biggest game of this event, had all the biggest coaches and scouts in attendance, and both these two shined. Over the week at the top 100 camp, Tay Kinney is averaging 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists in these games. Stuff in the stat sheet. There's a highlight of him yesterday where he crosses left to right and just rises up and dunks on two guys out of nowhere. Really eye-poppingly good stuff from the overtime elite product. Tay Kinney just went on a Louisville official visit. He's been to Purdue, Kentucky, and Cincinnati already. And Oregon has a visit lined up for him in September. But apparently Tay Kinney did talk to some folks at this camp. On3 put out a small update this morning. I think it was Tipton who put this together on his recruitment. And Tay Kinney says the schools that he is thinking about visiting, in addition to the ones he's already been to, now include Indiana, Kentucky, UConn, Arkansas, North Carolina, and Texas. As we sit today, Tipton still asserts that Kentucky and Louisville are the biggest threats for this recruitment, but this still has a ways to go. And Indiana and Texas, Joe Tipton says he's keeping a close eye on to swoop in and get back involved. Have you been impressed with Tay Kinney this week? What have you seen on him as a starting point?
I really like Tay Kinney's game. I like him in his OCE game too. I believe he's averaging 24 on the UIBL circuit too. So he's just a bucket everywhere he goes at the moment. Um, I love the fact that Dylan Mingo tried to take this camp over and Tay Kinney said, "Come on, like, come on, let's do it together." Then, like, if you're gonna take it over, I'm gonna take it over too. And I think mentally he is very electric. Some of the overtime elite guys, like, they get to college basketball, and I don't want to call it like it antics, but there is like a reality TV aspect to overtime elite. They literally have their own television show. He embodies out everything. Like, he's going to be very electric at the next level, whether it's, Louisville has him get set up his own YouTube channel the way AJ DeBanza has one, or if he's just on like some of the videos that some of these universities do. He's very electric. He's very electric during game, talks a lot. I love that. Talks a lot to anybody that will listen, and even the ones that don't listen. And I just think he has the smoothest jumper that I've seen in this class. He scores in transition very well, and to be quite frank, bunnies, to say the least. Bunnies. This kid is a freak athlete. I'm very impressed with what he's doing at the NBPA camp on the UIBL circuit. And I'm not a huge overtime elite guy, but it stamps everything he's doing with OTE as well.
Yeah, it does. I think he's a star. That's how I would call him. Like, out of the very good players in this class, guys that are rising, guys that are going to end up 5 stars, Tay Kinney just carries himself like a star. Like, for lack of a better word, I'm probably not the right person to say this out loud. He's got aura. Like, he just, I don't know. You gravitate toward watching him. You gravitate toward playing with him. And as an overtime elite kid, it's been fun to watch him kind of bring that to these events where, I don't know, he's the alpha on the court a lot of times. His recruitment's going to be interesting. Do you buy that? I mean, obviously it is Kentucky, Louisville toe to toe right now. Do you buy that there are schools outside of Kentucky and Louisville that we should be keeping an eye on here? This video is brought to you by NBA2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
Please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of Colorado.
Is that this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college Football 26. Back to the video.
Um, I mean, the overtime elite guys you assume are gonna get a bag, right? Like they already did that in high school, so you assume that. So, I mean, at the moment, no. But if USC and Musselman decided to offer him more money than Kentucky and Louisville, I'm sure like there's an avenue for other teams to be involved, I'd say. I don't buy that anybody else gets involved though. But there is that avenue that is there if they so choose to do so. But I think it's gonna be Louisville or Kentucky. I lean Louisville.
Well, he is a brand new, newly stamped Adidas athlete. So if I don't know how much people believe there are ties there or not, but I usually buy into that. Like you sign with Adidas before your senior year, that screams you're going to end up in an Adidas school to me. Um, Now Indiana also an Adidas school, so maybe they're going to get something lined up there, and maybe there's some back ties we don't know about. It is interesting though, because as we hear about these updates from this camp and how he's been playing there's a lot of coaches still really prioritizing him. Like Purdue staff was watching, UConn staff was watching. I feel like they must feel like this recruitment is still open enough to really be prioritizing it, which I don't know is at least interesting to me because as this progresses, it does to me. I'm like, this isn't very available. Like, this guy's gonna go to one of the two in state Kentucky schools, and we'll see. But I get why. Like, even if you think there's a 5% chance that you could land Tay Kinney, if you're Purdue, you should put everything you can in that basket because he would be such an impact player right away.
Big bag paint.
you
Big bag
you said
paint.
that on 3 videos today.
Big bag paint, dog. Like he doesn't care anymore. Like I don't know how much money Braden Smith was getting. It's clearly a really high number. Because like the moment Braden Smith's getting ready to leave, he's like, Louisville, Kentucky, come on, let's go after the overtime elite guy. Like he has some money to spend, and I'm very excited to see how he spends it. I'm not sure this is the guy he's gonna wind up getting, but Painter's gonna get somebody that isn't your typical Painter player. And when he lands that person, I think that's gonna be a very fun day.
Where should Tay Kinney go?
If I'm Tay Kinney, I'm just gonna assume he's picking between the two Louisville and Kentucky schools.
You could push him elsewhere if you want for this. Like if you're Tay Kinney, where would you go?
Honestly, if I was Tay Kinney, I'm going to whichever team plays their freshman point guard more between the two.
Okay, so
So
Michael or Jasper?
whichever one of them gets the larger role that allows them to do what they want to do, which is be a one and done, that's where I would go. Or flip that. If one of them doesn't play like at all or like very minimally, and I'm like, oh, he might transfer, then I would go there. I would go wherever there's the role. Tay Kinney's not an off the bench. Tay Kinney's not like he might be in college 2 or 3 years, but freshman year Tay Kinney isn't looking at this as a process. He's looking at it as a stop in his process.
Well, here's the Kentucky element that we haven't mentioned. He plays with Jasper at Overtime Elite. So maybe weirdly enough, if Jasper isn't in a huge role as a freshman, maybe the sell is next year it's your backcourt and you come with me. Mark Pope's going to have to sell, but Mark Pope's been selling a lot this offseason, you know?
I feel like that was sold to Jasper and a Caden too, though. Uh,
Very true.
and I just like I'm a Mark Pope guy, I'm a Kentucky guy, but like even if he did sell him on that, and I think Mark Pope could sell, ice to an Eskimo. I don't know if it's a given we get to that result though.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, compare back to Louisville. Louisville's backcourt, Michael Brown, one and done. Ryan Conwell gone. Isaac McNeely gone. Adrian Woolley's a sophomore. So you would basically be wide open with Adrian Woolley next year. If you're looking at Kentucky, Jalen Lowe could be back. I believe Aberdeen's gone. I think this is his final year. Jasper's still in the mix theoretically. So you're probably looking at Jalen Lowe as like the point guard if he hits back at Kentucky. And Jasper theoretically, I think you would want back if you're taking any. But it's more open at Louisville is the point on paper.
Aberdeen is a senior. He feels like one of those dudes that winds up with a fifth year though. And I don't know why, but
We don't know how or why. It just
I
happened.
don't know how or why, but he just feels like a guy that will have a 50 year.
I agree. That's funny. All right. Well, Tay Kinney, great job this week. It's been fun watching that kid kill it at the NBPA Top 100 camp. We'll have more updates on his recruitment as this progresses.